So hello again, I'm going to now introduce lesson 2. So I will go into stage 1B. Here's the PDF file with the lesson. So it's the Amazing Amazon and Environmentalism. And here, same scenario in terms of the lesson placement. At this point, students have completed part 1 of the unit, The Amazing Amazon, and are being exposed to vocabulary and context, as well as authentic audiovisual materials that focus on the issue of environmental conservation. Once again, the lesson will be used on the day designated for the use of digital devices, as it is to enhance the content of the textbook, imagine, and not necessarily to replace it. Here are the content standards from the revised English curriculum. So again, working with access to information, wide range of printed and digital media, oral and written texts, and then also students should be able to understand the general meaning, main ideas, and supporting details of the texts, as well as interpret information from visual data, such as graphs, diagrams, and maps, which they will see in their ThingLink. And the chosen hotspot for this lesson is justification. Students will provide reasons why the idea of protecting the rainforest is positive based on their readings. So, let's look at the lesson outcomes. Students will be able to describe the features of the 4 layers of the rainforest, discuss the features of biodiversity and its role in an ecosystem, demonstrate their understanding of vocabulary through reading in context and generating their own sentences, and analyze a pie chart and justify the concept of environmental conservation in a list. In terms of prior knowledge and prerequisites, students will need to have already been exposed to the vocabulary set for Earth Day in the previous lesson, as well as viewed and answered the questions to the flipped classroom videos on the layers of the rainforest and biodiversity, just so they can share their ideas with their partners and also with the whole class, being part of an engaged discussion. Students should be familiar with the tools in Quizlet. This was part of lesson 1. The pedagogical considerations. Again, I want to appeal to visual, audio, and tactile learners. The formative and summative assessments are rather informal. Students will begin the lesson with a series of questions which assess their understanding of the 2 Edpuzzle videos, like the flipped classroom, and they will take an online quiz for both vocabulary and the article The Amazing Amazon. And the learning styles, the multiple intelligences that I want to appeal to are visual spatial, verbal linguistic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic intelligences. So let's look at the activities. It should take, again, 90-minute class and 30 minutes of homework in this case. So the warm-up, students will share their responses to the video questions for layers of the rainforest with their partners, followed by Rise Biodiversity. Important. Students will have 5 minutes to discuss each section of questions with their partner, and then 5 minutes to volunteer their answers with the whole class. So it's partner group as well as whole class. And we can take a look at the PowerPoint. These are the same questions that we saw for the homework that correspond with the Edpuzzle videos. So nothing new, it's just providing the students the opportunity to voice their opinions and give their answers to the whole class. Next we have the vocabulary context. Students will take turns reading sentences using the Earth Day vocabulary from the previous lesson, and bonus participation points can be given for students willing to try using the words in their own sentences, and this should take roughly 10 minutes. And it's 3 slides, vocabulary context, all used in different ways. Then there's the Kahoot vocabulary practice. So using students' smartphones, they can log in using the game pin provided, and then they can work on their own or work with a partner. It depends on how many students carry smartphones with them versus those who don't. They choose a screen name and they pay attention to their score, and there are 12 vocabulary questions in the game, and they select the correct vocabulary term. And here I've got the teacher site so you can access the questions, and it's also added on to Schoology. So the Kahoot quiz game will take roughly 10 minutes. course, to get set up and then to answer the 12 questions. And then there's the Kids Discover article, which is called The Amazing Amazon. Students will read the article as a class, with volunteers choosing to read each section, or they may select to popcorn read as the article is not very long. And the students will then reread the article independently using their smartphones and take the online quiz at the end to see how much information they've retained. So here I've clicked on the actual lesson plan itself and open Spotlight the Amazon. This is the article that they'll read through Kids Discover. It includes the map of the Amazon and gives thorough descriptions. And then at the very end of the article, see, this is very visual, and it also talks about issues like carbon dioxide, the ways that the rainforest helps us to survive by getting rid of carbon dioxide, providing medicine, and issues such as deforestation. At the very end, there is an online quiz. Afterwards, there's another Kahoot that I created for the Amazing Amazon, and for this Kahoot, students should work in pairs to promote teamwork, and they do not have to work with the same people, so feel free to switch it up a bit. I like to assign color sticks, pick names from a hat. They may already be logged onto Kahoot at this time, since they did it for the previous vocabulary Kahoot, and will enter in the game pin to compete in the quiz game. Once they're done with the Kahoot, students will go to Quizlet site for the Amazing Rainforest, Amazon Rainforest Environmentalism vocabulary set, and these may work best as individual activities, but depending on the nature of the class, time and resources can be done in pairs. So here is the Quizlet, and I want them to practice with the flashcards, use the learn and spell tools, and it's 5 minutes each, and then try either the test or one of the games for another 5 minutes. So it goes directly into the Quizlet flashcards. So you have cards, you have the learn, speller, and test. Then the final activity for the in-class lesson is the Educate Play crossword puzzle, which students can do either individually or with partners. And students will find and complete the Educate Play crossword puzzle for the vocabulary words. It should take no more than 10 minutes, but you can leave the last 5 minutes to discuss the homework assignment since it's going to be something that's new. And it's also something that's embedded into the PowerPoint. So if you click here, of course it needs to be on view, but if we close that, I already have it opened up for us. So let's expand this. I had it already open, but unfortunately the pause button for screencast covers any type of internet opening, any type of web that's open. So let's try this. Here it is. It just showed up. So this is the crossword puzzle that I created with Educate Play, but we have to watch the video. Here we go. And then start. And so it's here they're given the definition, and then students then can type up the word. We can close out of here and out of here. So that should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Then there's the homework assignment. So homework 1, students will find the thing link, deforestation in the Amazon graph, and then watch the video on how Brazil is combating deforestation, which is embedded into the thing link, and answer the tagged questions. So if we open this up, it will show here, so the deforestation in the Brazilian Amazon, and here there's the embedded YouTube, and 2 questions, and then various questions in different parts of the graph. And that should take about 15 minutes. Then the second part of the homework is that students will read the Greenpeace blog and then watch a brief Foki of Paulo, who works for the organization, At the end, students will jot down a list of 5 reasons why saving the rainforest is crucial. So again, there's a hyperlink on the PowerPoint as well as in the Schoology site, as well as in the lesson plan, 3 places. So here is the blog. Is lumber liquidators moving in the right direction? So they'll read that. It's very short, only 1 paragraph. And then the Voki. Which looks kind of like me, only I wish that I had green eyes. I'm just a brown-eyed boy. So they'll listen to that and then answer his questions, which are they'll list the reasons why one should want to preserve or conserve the rainforest. So technology resources and decisions for each resource. So here we have the Kahoot. I chose this tool twice for this lesson because the games and quizzes create a sense of competition in the classroom that can be motivating and enjoyable. They also break up the lesson into chunks, vocabulary, and then content. The Quizlet. This site allows students to acquire vocabulary in a variety of ways, which makes learning more engaging both during and after class. I included it in the in-class assignments as the first exposure to a tool with so many activities. It just should be observed by the teacher just so that students feel comfortable using it. Then for the EducaPlay, the crossword puzzle tool is easy to create. It's a quick way to assess whether students can identify the vocabulary term and the definition that matches. And then the ThingLink, this was the most helpful tool in the lesson because it allows teachers to take images of infographics and embed questions, videos related to the unit's theme. And for me, I chose a pie chart to get students to think about how much deforestation has fluctuated in the course of 2 decades. Actually, it wasn't a pie chart, it was more of a graph. And then Voki, although this tool had its limitations in terms of creating a stimulating visual, voice options were, and time limit, it's only I had like 2 minutes to be able to create the video. At least Paolo was created to coincide with the students' assigned reading and introduces them to the role Greenpeace plays in environmental conservation. So my concerns, first I'm concerned that some students may find the number of tech tools a bit overwhelming, especially if they have never had to resort to using them in their previous classes, especially for those students who may not have access to smartphones or computers at home. But fortunately at Techno Hadash, pretty much everyone has a smartphone at the school where I taught, and there are also computers in the library that they can use after school or during lunches. So to allow for access, I would upload all the materials, including the PowerPoint presentations, with the hyperlinks to a course website like Schoology or Moodle, as I feel that technology should be used to level the playing field and provide opportunities for all students in the class to experience academic success. So that's why I have these tools in so many different locations. And that is lesson 2. But if you want to take a look at where they're located, everything is in stage 2, lesson 2 tools, and they're all there, so you can go ahead and take a look at them. And also they're all hyperlinked here, the Kahoots, so you can take a look at anything that you would like to go back and see how it would be integrated. And that is lesson 2. I will see you again for lesson 3.